Hi everyone, welcome along to the Game Extra on thewest.com.au as we say thank you to Maccas, our great friends, for their support through season 2021. Let's look back at the aftermath of round 2 in the AFL. The Eagles, the Dockers, a loss, a win, and Nat 5, Craig O'Donoghue from the West Australian. Not great news on the concussion front.
Terrible news for Nat. He was knocked out during the third quarter yesterday when Sam Reid ran into him. And it's a third concussion that we've seen from Nat 5 at AFL level. He had one as a young bloke in 2010, he had one against St Kilda in 2019, and now he's had this one. And of course, you've got to remember he had a big head clash with Zach Langdon during the pre-season, which knocked out Langdon. So he's having some head and concussion issues. Real concern for him during football and post-life, with the way we know concussion is such a serious issue now. We know that he'll miss Sunday's game against Carlton. Fremantle's numbers in terms of injuries haven't been great, but they do get the chance to blood another debutant potentially, Josh Tracy. Yeah, Josh Tracy, we all expect him to come in, has dominated during waffle level in the pre-season, kicked 7 the other week, was really good during the pre-season. Obviously suspended from a pre-season incident in the waffle, copped a 2-week ban, but he will be allowed to play this week in the AFL, which will be his debut, and Michael Walters should come back also after recovering from injury. So 5 out, but they get a couple of blokes into their forward line, which will help them to score goals. Notwithstanding their poor kicking for goal yesterday, 31-point win over the Giants. Lot to be excited about with the Fremantle team, some of their young players coming through and led by the evergreen David Mundy. Mundy, 35 years of age, 35 disposals. It was just a fantastic game and 15 score involvements as well. Every time he touched the footy, he made something happen. So it wasn't just that he was getting the ball, he was doing really good things with it. Andrew Brayshaw was also influential, 32 disposals and 2 goals. And Adam Chera, 28 touches in the midfield as well. So when you've got that sort of power through your midfield, it's going to give your forwards the opportunity to score. And they had 31 shots a goal, which is a fantastic number for the Dockers. And it just allows them to have more chances to score big, which is what we want to see from them. Absolutely. The West Coast Eagles, 7-point losers to the Western Bulldogs yesterday. Really good game of football. Not much in it between these two sides throughout the day. But in the end, the Bulldogs midfield just a fraction too good. And Maccas Bontempelli comes up with the match winner in the final minute. 30 disposals, 3 goals and the match winner. That's what Maccas Bontempelli is. He is a superstar. He is the man who we knew going in. He was going to either win them the game or not, and that's exactly what he did. He's a goal-kicking midfielder, and that's what the game's become now. Dustin Martin, Patrick Dangerfield, we know what Nat 5's now going forward. West Coast don't have that. Andrew Gaff, Dom Sheed, Tim Kelly haven't scored a goal now for 4 games. Luke Shuey obviously isn't playing at the moment, hasn't scored a goal since round 2 last year. Elliot Yeo, not playing at the moment, hasn't scored a goal since 2019. And Jack Redden, only 1 goal since the start of 2019. They don't have that sort of a player. Their midfielders need to start pushing forward and helping the forwards to score goals. Absolutely. The back line yesterday, terrific. Defensively, very sound. The forward line, Josh Kennedy with 4, Jack Darling with 3 doing their bit. The midfield is the issue. Moving forward, Easter Saturday, what a match this will be against Port Adelaide. So we'll get a real gauge as to where the Eagles are at home against a team that is absolutely flying in the power. Yeah, and power are flying, and we know how good West Coast are at home. Nick Natanui up against Scott Lycett, the master and the apprentice in a way, and Natanui was magnificent yesterday. Dominated that game, gave everything that he possibly could. His hit-outs to advantage, his clearances, they were just wonderful. So the form that he's in at the moment and the form the forwards and the backs are doing, Eagles have got plenty to like. They just need to get that more match-winning performances from their midfielders to help win these games. And one final note to touch on it with the Game Extra, thanks to Maccas, is the COVID scenario in Brisbane, which has meant that the Lions game against the Magpies this Thursday transferred from the Gabba to Marvel Stadium. It looks like we're in for some more turbulent times with regards to fixturing in the AFL. Who knows what's going to happen all around the league at the moment. We have to be prepared for changes. We have to be prepared for teams to be stuck interstate. We just don't know what's going to happen. And agile and flexible was last year. It's still going to be agile and flexible this year. So the fixture means nothing, really. And that's why they've only told us what's happening up until round 6. Absolutely. So much to talk about in the AFL. Only 2 rounds into a new season. Thanks for your company on the Game Extra. Thanks to Maccas. If you'd like to keep up to date with all the footy news, just head to The Game in the West. We've got 7 News and the West Australian right through the week. Thursday night footy is upon us before we know it. So much to talk about. He's Craig O'Donoghue from the West. I'm Mark Reddings from 7 Sport. See you next time on the Game Extra. Thanks to Maccas.